Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. We are going to start with academic IELTS reading, and academic IELTS reading is more like a nightmare for many students. Okay, the first thing is try to master academic reading part 1. Master means 13 by 13 correct answers. By doing this, you will develop your skill to deal with academic reading part 2. Okay, when you're practicing a lot, sometimes I recommend my students only do part 1. They do part 1, every test only part 1. For example, book number 10, test 1, part 1, book number 10, test 2, part 1. This is how they develop their reading skill, their understanding, and then they are ready for part 2. Then I say the same books and only do part 2. Part 2 means passage 2. Part 2, just part 2, and they're doing it like 8 to 10 tests. And then after that, I say the third level, because part 1 is basic. I would not call it basic. It is just sort of intermediate. Then upper intermediate is part 2, and part 3 is advanced level. So if you do it like this, even it is better for you, right? But part 1 and 2 should be mastered, that you do every question consciously with great understanding. In reading, there can be many unusual words. Don't try to pronounce them correctly. However you pronounce them, that's perfectly fine, okay? Now we start. Whenever you start with your reading test, first of all, you got to read the title. Now, what is the title? The Secret of Staying Young, Faiza Kareem. You know that? Jamila Kareem or Faiza Kareem? All right, the Faiza Cream. Yeah, Faiza Beauty Cream. Yeah, we are doing their marketing absolutely free of cost. So, Secret of Staying Young. This is how you can stay young, and they will give us the secret. So, this passage is very important for ladies as well as for gentlemen. If you want to stay young, okay, then you can go to Lake Saif al-Malook as well. All right. Then you can see there is the whole passage. So you will not read the passage, just you will see the secret of staying young. This is the topic, and switch on your imagination. It means this passage is going to give us information how to stay young, what should you eat and drink and exercise and all that. After that, we come to questions. Questions 1 to 8, complete the notes below. Every type of notes completion, flowchart completion, every type of completion is actually type A. What is type A? Questions and answers are in order. Yesterday somebody was asking me type A, type B. Yes. So type A is when questions and answers in the passage, they are in order. I'll just tell you how, okay, because we are practically solving the test. So now questions 9 to 13, we have true, false, not given. Can you see that? So 9 to 13, true, false, not given, yes, no, not given. They are also type A questions. Type A means questions and answers are in order. They are not scattered, they are in order. And in order means once you find the answer of one question, you read on, you will find the next answer. You read on, you will find the next answer. Now read on doesn't mean the next line. It can be the next line, but sometimes it can be the next paragraph. But they are going to be in order. Okay, so in part 1, mostly you get type A questions.
So, sir, how we can identify these questions of type A?
Okay, now as I told you, every completion type of question is type A. You can identify, as I said, yes, no, not given, true, false, not given. They are type A. And there are only 2 type B questions. One is which paragraph contains the following information, and second is list of headings. They are type B. Otherwise, mainly type A. Okay, so we can start from anywhere, but sentence completion is the easiest one. That is why we are going to start from there. Isabel Geraldo's research, okay, focused on a total. I'm reading the questions, please. Come to questions. And by the way, when you read the question, read it in such a way that you need to find a clue from the question. So if I read question number 1, Isabel Geraldo's research focused on a total of, underline total of, different age group of ants analyzing. Now, age group of ants. And usually, questions 1 to 7, answers are in first, second, or third paragraph. Usually first, sometimes second, or sometimes it can be third paragraph. Now, please come to this. You need to see age group. Can you see age group? Third paragraph. Now what is it? Now listen carefully. This is called scanning. And what were you scanning? You were scanning age group. So remember, reading, before reading, the most important thing is scanning. You scan the paragraph where there is the answer. And what is it that you are scanning? Age group. And age group is usually given with the number because there is the age bracket. So you can see here they've written 20 to 22 days, 45 to 47 days and all that. Okay, now I'm going to read this paragraph from the beginning. It's third paragraph, please follow me. And everyone, we are not rushing to IELTS reading now. We're just going to do it in a relaxed way so that you understand, you see what the question is and where the answers are and all that. In the lab, P. dentata worker ants typically live for around 140 days. Geraldo focused on ants at 4 age ranges. What is age range? Age range is age group and total of 4. Exactly, 4 age ranges. So total of 4 different age groups. For age ranges they use the word age group and answer is going to be 4. Now listen, in the passage they have written 4 as F-O-U-R, 4, number 1. Do you know why? Sometimes they use, instead of digits, they use words so that the words are mixed up. Otherwise digits are easier to locate. Okay, one thing. Second, if you look at the question type, it's written one word only. Now F-O-U-R, 4 is a word and 4 digit is a number, so they should not be the number, but anyways in the answer key they have written both answers, F-O-U-R 4 and number 4, both ways it is right. Now let's go on. Behavior, how well ants looked after their, now that is something related to ants, and please don't tell me the answer, don't tell me the answer, just look for it. How well ants look after their dash. So we go on to second paragraph, fourth paragraph, sorry. Geraldo watched how well the ants took care of the young. Now what is the word for took care of? Look after. So now one thing more you need to learn. Whenever you practice IELTS reading, you need to learn these words. Look after, and what is the word for? Take care. Look after, take care. Okay. So look after their young. And there they said took care of the young of the colony. So answer is colony. Answer is young. Exactly. How can you write how well ants looked after their colony? It's not colony. You can see they have used the word took care of the young. So answer is young. Young means baby ants. Okay. Now let's go on. Question number 3. Their ability. Whose ability? Ants. Exactly. All right. Very good. Okay, do you know how many legs does an ant have? Huh? 8? Okay, wrong. Answer is 2, like uncle. Uncle has 2 legs and aunt also has 2 legs, not 8 legs, okay? Alright, so let's go on. Their ability to locate. Locate is the word which you need to see, okay? Using a scent trail. Now have you noticed one thing? Ants, they follow a scent trail. They smell and then they reach there. So please come back to same paragraph. Focus the word. Third line. Okay, I'm reading third line. Follow the telltale scent. The word scent is our clue word. Scent that the insects usually leave to mark a trail to food. Now listen, what is the word to mark a trail? Locate. To mark a trail, and that is locate, and answer is food. Now I tell you everything. From every question you have to learn one thing. From question number 1, what did we learn? Total of, and what is the word they use for age group? For age group they use the word? Exactly. From question number 2 we learned look after and took care. From question number 3 we learned locate and mark. Absolutely. So this is how learn from every question and you will get better and better and better. Let's go on. Effect that dash had on them. What do they mean by them? Ants. Okay, effect. For effect they usually use the word impact or anything like that. Let's go on. Let's look for something impact or anything like that. It's the same paragraph. They say here, effect that dash had on them. So please come to third last line as we read on and on. They all responded to light well, and the older ants were more active. And when it came to reacting to prey, the older ants attacked the poor fruit fly just as aggressively as the young ones. Now let's come back. The question is the effect that dash had on M. Now, what was the effect of? Light. Please come back here. We read this again. Third line after full stop. She tested how ants responded to light. Now, the word is responded. And for responded, they use the word effect that light had on them. How ants responded to light and the effect the light had on them. Respondent and effect, they are the same words here. And the answer is light. Find it, look for it, read it, match it with the sentence in the passage, and then realize this is the right answer. Clear? Okay, answer is light. And for effect, they use the word ants responded to light and the effect that light had on them. Okay, question number 5. How dash they attacked prey? How dash they attacked prey? And by the way, for prey, they've used the word prey. Can you see that there? Yeah. Okay, let's go on. The same thing after the light and all that. We move on. They said prey, live prey, and then tethered, fruit fly, and all that. Okay, now let's come to the second last line, third last line. They all responded to light well. By the way, we have the word light again here. Third last line. They all responded to light. So you can pick up the answer of question number 3 from here, or you can pick up the answer from there. It's the same. And the older ants were more active, and when it came to reacting to prey, now be active. The older ants attacked the poor fruit fly just as aggressively as the young ones did. Now come back. How dash they attacked prey? How aggressively. Now how aggressively? And for that they use the word older ants attacked the poor fruit fly just as aggressively as the young ones. As aggressively as the young ones, for that they used how. How aggressively. Okay. Answer is, and by the way, in IELTS reading module, you are never likely to commit any spelling mistake. Whenever you commit a spelling mistake, that will be a careless mistake of you, because words are given in the passage, you just have to copy paste them. Aggressively, just copy paste the spelling and all that. Okay, now we have the second part. First part was behavior. Second part is brains. So we need to see brains. Now location can be different for this answer. Comparison, good. Paragraph number 5th, very good. They talk about brain. Yes, absolutely. So it's a very good idea to locate the paragraph and then read the questions. Comparison between age and dash. And one more thing, don't read articles. A and the. Okay. Comparison between age and dash of dying cells in the brains of ants. So comparison between age. Comparison between age and what? Let's go back. Okay, Giraldo's compared. I'm reading last paragraph. Giraldo compared the brains of 20-day-old and 95-day-old ants, identifying any cells that were close to death. She saw no major difference with age, nor was there any difference in the location. So age and location, absolutely. Answer is comparison between age and the location of dying cells in the brains of ants. And what is the word that they used for and? She saw no major difference with age, nor was there any difference in the location. Age, comma. That comma is actually that and. So far so good. And do one thing, underline the sentence and write their question number. so that when you go back home, you can practice. Question number 7. Condition of symptic complexes. Now just the word symptic complexes, that is your clue word. Areas in which dash meet. Areas in which something meet in the brain's mushroom bodies. Now mushroom bodies is another word. Mushroom bodies. Found it? Okay. Now please come to the second page, first paragraph. Okay, she also wanted to see if aging affects the density of synaptic complexes. The word synaptic complexes is here. Within these structures, regions where neurons come together. What is come together? Meet. Absolutely. Neurons come together and neurons meet. And then they mention the mushroom thing and all that. Okay, so the answer is neurons. So what is the word for meet? Come together. So you should learn from every question, you should learn one thing. Right? Over here you learn meet and come together. Okay, that's a good question. If the plural word fits in the blank, for example, in the beginning they have written some or anything like that, or there is no article, then you can write plural. But if they've written a and you write answer as plural, it's wrong. If they written dash has and you write a plural word there, children has, grammatically your answer is wrong. Okay, so in reading you can do one thing, just try to copy paste the answer because they take care of this number, singular, plural. So if answer is singular in the passage, write it. If it is plural in the passage, write it as it is. Okay, let's go on. Question number 8. Level of 2. Wow. For 2, you know what do they do? For 2, they usually use the word both or any other word. Level of 2 dash in the brain associated with aging. Now let's go back. Same paragraph, and they did not use the word 2. They mentioned both things together. Okay, I'm reading this paragraph. What was more? Third line. Mil gaya sabko? Okay. What was more, the old ants didn't experience any drop in the levels of either serotonin or dopamine. Now, these are two things. So, whenever they give you two things, remember, sometimes they use both. Sometimes they use or, A or B. Okay, or sometimes they use and, this and that. Okay, so this is two things. And what is going to be the answer? Good, because these two, actually they mentioned here very, very clearly, they said brain chemicals. There is this long hyphen. Whenever there is a long hyphen, they describe what that is. They mentioned here serotonin or dopamine, and then there is a long dash, brain chemicals. Means these two are brain chemicals. So this long dash is also important. After that, they define whatever that word is. Okay, now have you noticed one thing? Questions and answers are in order. They are not in one paragraph, but if you are lucky, sometimes all the answers are in one long paragraph. They'll give you paragraph number 1, all 5, 6 answers are there, but sometimes they are scattered. And this is also possible that 6 answers are in one paragraph. And the last answer of question number 7 is in the last paragraph. So you should read the question, then you need to have the clue word, find the clue word in the passage, and then you should start reading. So my advice is don't read too much. For 7 questions, if you read 7 locations correctly, you will find the answers in 7 minutes. And if for 7 questions, you read paragraph A, then B, then C, then D, and then you come back to paragraph A, then you'll be more confused. So scanning is very, very important. Scanning will take you to the right portion of the passage. And then reading is going to help you find the answer. Reading means understanding, reading comprehension. Okay? Thank you.